Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. We are discussing 15 questions of general aptitude for GATE 2026. Today we are going to discuss questions of geometry as well as time and work. Let's start. Please pause the video and give the question a try, and once you have done that, only then cross check with the solution that we are discussing. Also, please sit with a timer and don't spend more than 3 minutes per question. So reinforce the habit of solving the questions within a particular time limit. So 3 minutes per question is more than sufficient. So sit with that timer, give yourself the challenge to solve the question, and then you can play and cross check with the solution that we have discussed. Two persons A and B can dig a pit in 20 days and 25 days respectively, and a third person C can fill that pit in 50 days. All of the three persons start their work, and after some time C leaves the work. Okay, all of the three start, but after some time C leaves. If total time taken to dig the pit from the beginning is 13 days, after how many days did C leave the work? So A and B can dig the pit in 20 days and 25 days, whereas C can fill up that pit in 50 days, right? So you can notice what is happening here. A and B are doing a work and C is undoing that work, right? Undoing that work. So he's doing negative work. All of the three people start at the same day, but after some time C leaves. And the total time taken from the beginning is 13 days. So after how many days did C leave the work? Okay. How do we define work in these type of questions? How do we define work? We take it as a common multiple of the numbers that have been given in the question. So that's a thumb rule. We will describe or we will express work as a multiple of the numbers which is given to me in the question. You can take the LCM, which is the least common multiple, or you can take any multiple that comes to your head, right? So A and B can dig the pit in 20 days and 25 days, and C can fill it in 50 days. So I'm going to assume the work to be a common multiple of 20, 25 and 50. So what comes to my mind is 100. I'm assuming the work to be 100 units, alright. And A can dig up the pit in 20 days. So number of days that A takes is 20, right? This 100 units of work A can do in 20 days. So in one day, let me write 1 day's work of A is 100 divided by 20 or 5 units. Is this clear? So I am saying that the total work is 100 units and A can do this 100 units of work in 20 days. 100 units of work A can do in 20 days. So in one day, A is doing 5 units of work. Similarly for B, it is 25 days. So in one day, work of B is nothing but 100 upon 25 or 4 units. What about C? C is actually undoing the work. He can fill the pit in 50 days. He can fill that pit in 50 days. So 1 day's work of C is 100 by 50, that is 2 units. But it is a negative work. So we are going to take minus sign here. Right? Negative work simply means whatever A and B are doing, C is doing the opposite of that. So I'm taking A and B as positive. So C has to be negative. Clear? So if I considered the 1 day's work of A, B and C, right? In one day when all A, B and C are working, the total number of work or the total units of work is 7 units, right? So when A, B and C all three are working, so 1 day's work is 7 units. But I know that after some time C leaves the work, right? So when C leaves and only A and B work, at that time when C has left, only A and B are working, how many units of work are done per day? 5 plus 4 or 9 units. Since C is no longer there, so that minus 2 units of work is not happening. Is it clear? Now suppose, I'm going to suppose, right, that A, B and C, or let me write all three, work for n days. Suppose all three of them are working for n days. So what is the work which is done in n days? 7n. 7n is the work done in n days because 7 units per day, n number of days. So work is 7n. And I am assuming that A and B work for x days. Suppose, right, C has left, only A and B are working for x days. So what is the work done? What is the work done? 9 into x. So 9x. So when all three are working, the work done is 7n. When C has left, only A and B are working, the work done is 9x. And together, I can say that 7n plus 9x is equal to 100 because that is my total work. 7n plus 9x is equal to 100. Also, one crucial information given to me is if total time taken to dig the pit from beginning is 13 days. So, n days all A, B and C worked and x days only A and B worked. Total number of days is 13. So, I have n plus x is equal to 13. So, I have got two equations which we can solve and get the value of n and x. Now, what do we want to find out? We want to find out after how many days did C leave his work, right? So, for n days, all three of them worked and then C left. For n days, A, B and C, all of them worked and after that C left, right? So, we basically want to find out the value of n, right? We want to find out n. So, we will eliminate x and reduce our calculation. So, 9n plus 9x is equal to 13 into 9, which is going to be 117. Right? I am multiplying this entire equation with a 9 and then we subtract. So, I have 2n is equal to 17 or n is equal to 8.5. So, for 8.5 days, A, B, C, all three of them worked and then C left. So, that's what they have asked us, after how many days did C leave? C left after working for 8.5 days and the required answer is option A. Is it clear? So, we are starting off with assuming the work to be a common multiple of the numbers which is given to us 20, 25 and 50. So, I am assuming it to be 100 units. And we know that to do this 100 units of work, A takes 20 days, B takes 25 days, and to undo this 100 units of work, C takes 50 days, right? So, 1 day's work of A, B and C is 5, 4 and minus 2. So, on a single day, if all three A, B and C are working, what is the number of work that is done or the amount of work that is done? 5 plus 4 minus 2 or 7 units. Similarly, when C is not working, only A and B are working. So, the amount of work done per day is 5 plus 4, 9 units, right? And suppose all three worked for n number of days. So, what is the work done? Work done will be 7 into n. And only A and B worked for x number of days. So, the work done is 9x. Now, I know that the total work is 7n plus 9x is equal to 100, which is what I have assumed the total work to be. Also, n plus x, that is the total number of days, has been given to me as 13. So, I get two equations and I want to find out n. So, we will simplify and find it out. Okay. So, the next question is from geometry. A circle of diameter 8 inches is inscribed in a triangle ABC where angle ABC is 90 degrees. If BC is 10 inches, what is the area of the triangle in square inches, right? So, the diagram has not been given to us. We need to make it. And I have a circle of diameter 8 inches inscribed in a triangle ABC where angle ABC is 90 degrees. So, I have a right angle triangle basically. So, basically I have something like this, a right angle triangle where angle ABC is 90 degree, right? ABC is 90 degrees. And a circle of diameter 8 inches is inscribed inside it, right? Roughly a circle is inscribed, the diameter has been given to us and BC is 10 units. BC is 10 units, right? Okay, so what is the area of the triangle? What is the area of the triangle? So this is what the figure actually is. We have a right angle triangle inside which there is a circle and I know BC is 10 and I know the diameter of the circle as 8 units, right? So suppose this is the center of the circle and I'm going to drop a perpendicular here and I'm going to drop a perpendicular here. This is the center O, right? And I'm drawing a perpendicular here. Okay, so if I am drawing a perpendicular from the center to the tangent, it is going to be the radius, and I know the diameter is 8, so this is 4 and this is 4. Clear? This is a right angle triangle, this is a right angle triangle, this is a right angle triangle. So this figure that I have got is a square. Okay, if it is a square and this is 4, this is 4, then this is also going to be 4 units, this is also going to be 4 units. Now I have the total as 10, so the remaining is going to be 6. The remaining is going to be 6. Also, this is a tangent, right? From point C, I have a tangent to this circle and I am drawing another radius perpendicular. So, I know that from a common point, if I am drawing two tangents to a circle, the length is going to be equal. So, if this is 6, this is also going to be 6 units. Clear? Let me take this point to be, let's say, M, and this is a P and this is a Q. Okay. So, AM, again using the same principle, AM will be equal to AP. Suppose this is X and this is also equal to X. Okay. So, we are using all the properties of tangents drawn to a circle. Now, we can simply apply Pythagoras theorem because I have got the lengths. This is 10, this is 6 plus x and this is 4 plus x. This is a right angle triangle. So, we can simply apply Pythagoras theorem and I will have x plus 6 whole square, hypotenuse square, is equal to x plus 4 square plus this is a 10 square. We will simplify and find the value of x. So, this is x square plus 12x plus 36 is equal to x square plus 16 plus 8x plus 100. X square gets cancelled. This is going to be 4x and 116 minus 36, so 80, and x is going to be 20. Okay. What do I want to find out? Area of the triangle, right? So, area of the triangle is going to be half into the base into the height. Height is 4 plus x or 24. So, my required answer is going to be 120 square inches. 120 square inches. Okay. So, once you draw the figure, the question is very, very simple. And these are some basic properties of circles, right? If you know them, you will be able to solve the questions very easily. So, another question of geometry. A circle inscribed in a square of side 2 units has an equilateral triangle inscribed inside it. So, what is the ratio of the area of the equilateral triangle to that of the square? So, again we need to make the figure here in order to be able to solve the question quickly. So, this is what the figure will be like. We have a square inside which there is a circle, inside which there is an equilateral triangle, right? A circle inscribed in a square has an equilateral triangle inscribed inside it. So, we need to find out the ratio of the areas of the equilateral triangle to that of the square, and I know that the square has a side of 2 units. The square has a side of 2 units, right? So, this is 2 units. Okay. Okay. So, basically, if the square has a side of 2 units, that means that the circle has a diameter of 2 units, right? So, diameter of the circle is 2 units. So, radius is going to be nothing but 1 unit. Radius of the circle is going to be 1 unit. So, if I consider somewhere here to be the center of the circle, so I can say this is 1 and this is 1 and this is also 1, right? These are all radius of the circle. This is an equilateral triangle. I'm going to join this part, right? Suppose this is O and the altitude, median, perpendicular, bisector, everything is same for an equilateral triangle, and this point O is actually going to be the centroid of this equilateral triangle. So, I know that the ratio is going to be 2:1. 2:1. So if I consider this point to be P and this to be Q, so OP is to OQ is going to be 2:1, and I have OP as 1 unit, right, because it is the radius. So I can take OQ to be half unit or 0.5, right. So this is going to be 0.5. So this PQ, as we discussed, is the median as well as altitude as well as perpendicular bisector, everything of the equilateral triangle. So it is also the height of the equilateral triangle. So we know that the height of an equilateral triangle is a root 3 by 2, right, where a is the side of the equilateral triangle. And this height I know is 1.5, or you can write it as 3 by 2. This is going to be equal to a root 3 by 2, and that gives me a as the 2 gets cancelled and this is going to be a root 3. So a is equal to root 3. So I have got the side of the equilateral triangle. Why do I need that? Because I want to find out the ratio of the areas, right? So of the equilateral triangle and square. So I want to find the area of the equilateral triangle, for which I am finding out the side. So once I have the side of the equilateral triangle, the area of the equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4 a square, where again a is the side. So root 3 by 4 into root 3 square, or simply 3 root 3 by 4. Okay, so this is the square units. This is the area of the equilateral triangle. Area of the equilateral triangle. And what is the area of the square? Simply we have 2 as the side, so 2 square. So the required ratio is going to be ratio of the equilateral triangle to square. So 3 root 3 by 4 is to 4, or 3 root 3 by 16, which is nothing but option D. So this is a fairly easy question as long as you know the basic properties of equilateral triangle. So some properties of equilateral triangles you should know by heart, so that you can significantly reduce the time spent on these type of geometry questions and you can solve them correctly as well. So this is the practice question for you from the topic of time and work. 20 men working 8 hours a day can ultimately build a wall of length 200 meters, breadth 10 meters and height 20 meters in 10 days. In how many days will 25 men working 12 hours a day be required to build a wall of length 400 meters, breadth 10 meters and height 15 meters? The options are 6, 8, 10 and 12. Very easy question. All of you should be able to solve it. Once you have solved it, please write down your answers in the comments below, and the correct answer will be in the pinned comment below this video after the next 24 hours. If you have any doubts or questions regarding what we discussed in today's class, feel free to reach out to me and I will definitely get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. All the best.